look at an application problem that has to do with piecewise defined functions. And we're going to look at something that most of us know something about. Our cell phones. Almost all of us, if not all of us, have a cell phone for some reason. Whether we use it for everyday purposes, texting, Googling, selfies, whatever, or we use it for emergency purposes only. Almost all of us have a cell phone. Whether we pay the bill individually or if somebody else pays the bill, that may be a different story, but we can all pretty much understand something about the cell phone. So a cell phone plan charges $49.95 per month plus $14.02 in taxes. So they charge a total of $63.97 per month, whether you use the cell phone or not. So basically, just to have it in your hand, you're going to be charged $63.97 every month. Okay, we can kind of understand this. So let's think about a number line. Okay? And we're going to think about the number of minutes used. And the reason why I'm going to look at it this way is because they also charge 40 cents per minute for calls beyond the 600-minute monthly limit. So here's 0. And I'm putting a line at 0 because that's the minimum number of minutes that we can use. Can we use a negative amount of minutes? -1, -2? Well, not really. We can maybe have a negative amount of minutes because of us overusing them, things like that, but not really. We can't use a negative number of minutes. So the number of minutes used, the smallest number, the minimum number of minutes is 0. Okay? And you're going to be charged $63.97 right here, even if you don't use your cell phone, every month. If you use 5 minutes, you're still going to be charged $63.97. If you use 100 minutes, you're still charged $63.97. If you use 600 minutes, which is the limit, right at 600, you're still going to be charged $63.97. Now, if you use 601 minutes, calls beyond the 600 limit, or if you use 600 minutes and 1 second, even, you are actually going to get charged $63.97 plus 40 cents per minute. So anything beyond the 600 minutes, you're going to get charged an extra 40 cents per minute. Anything over here, we're going to get charged that $63.97. So we can talk up to 600 minutes, no extra charge. After that, we're going to be charged per minute. So whenever we're looking at a piecewise function, we have to identify what is this cutoff point here, okay? What number is that cutoff value, and what's the smallest number that I can go to? Well, in this area, I'm staying the exact same no matter what. I have the exact same price, no matter how many minutes I'm using, as long as it's 600 or 0, as long as it's anywhere in between there. It can equal 0, because I can never use my cell phone that month, or it can equal exactly 600, but anything beyond 600, even a second beyond 600, I get charged extra. So this first area is going to have a restriction that our X, our number of minutes used, is going to be between 0 and 600. And it's going to equal that 0 and equal that 600 because we have to stay between. We can equal 0 because we can never use the cell phone that month, or we can stop right at 600 minutes and still be charged the $63.97. Anything over that on this other area over here, so this area over here is if X is greater than 600 minutes. Those are our domain restrictions that we have. Now the question is how do we write the actual function? So we're told that our function name is c of x. So the c, which represents our cost of the number of minutes. So for this first area right here, whenever it is between 0 and 600 minutes, we're going to have a flat rate of $63.97. It's going to stay that rate. It doesn't change. That's my monthly cost if I don't use the cell phone or if I use 600 minutes of the cell phone. When I go over 600 minutes, so X being greater than 600, I have that monthly cost, but then I have 40 cents per minute, but it's only for the minutes that I go over. So it's only for like this 1 second, or if I go 614 minutes, it's only for these 14 minutes right here. So it's not for all 614, it's only for the 14 minutes. So I'm going to subtract out the original 600 that were free. So you always want to subtract out what was free or the previous values that we could have. You've got to subtract those out because those were over here. Okay? It's only for everything over that amount are we charged the extra. So like 614 minutes, I would be charged for 14 of those minutes. So think about my X being the number of minutes, and I put in 614 here. I need to only be charged for 14 of those minutes, so I would need to subtract out the 600. So that is why the function looks like this, where I have my x, number of minutes used, minus that 600, because those are the original minutes I can use without being charged. And then I multiply that by the 40 cents because I'm charged 40 cents per those minutes that I go over. And the reason why we use the x is because we don't know how many minutes we're going to go over each month. One month it may be 0, so I'd have this function. One month it may be 10 minutes. One month it may be 570 minutes over. So I have to have this piecewise defined function to be able to figure out the bill. So hopefully using an application in which we know a little bit more about it or understand a little bit more about the topic will have helped understand how we grasp or how we write these domain restrictions, as well as how we write the actual function. If you still need help with these, please let me know.